What if you could carry the wisdom of a monk in your heart and the persuasive power of a lawyer on your tongue? What if your mind was still like a mountain, but your words hit like thunder in a courtroom? This isn't just a fantasy, this is a formula, a mindset to master, a voice to refine, because life, after all, is both meditation and negotiation. It's silence when needed, and speaking up when required. It's peace inside, but power outside. It's stillness in the soul and clarity in the courtroom of life. In a world that's always shouting, monks choose silence. In a world full of chaos, lawyers bring order through words, logic, structure. So today, let's bridge two extremes. Let's explore how to think like a monk, calm, wise, detached, and talk like a lawyer, articulate, persuasive, sharp. Whether you're an entrepreneur, a teacher, a leader, a parent, or a dreamer, this philosophy is for you. Because every single day, you face mental battles and verbal warfare. You struggle with overthinking and under-expressing. You doubt your worth and fumble your words. But once you master this art, this duality, you become unstoppable. So buckle up. This is not just motivation. This is your new operating system. It's time to think like a monk and talk like a lawyer. Part 1. The Monk Mindset. Monks are not weak. They're not soft-spoken out of fear. They are deliberate, disciplined, detached from noise, not disconnected from life. Thinking like a monk means mastering inner peace in a world built on chaos. It's learning how to respond rather than react. It's training the mind to remain still even when storms rage on. Here's how to develop the monk mindset. 1. Silence is strength. Monks know that silence isn't the absence of noise, it's the presence of clarity. They use silence to reflect, not to retreat. In your life, take daily silence seriously. Meditation isn't a spiritual luxury, it's a survival skill. 5 minutes of silence can protect you from 5 hours of regret. 2. Detach from the outcome. Monks don't chase applause, they chase purpose. They act without attachment to results. Whether they succeed or fail, they remain grounded. This mindset protects you from the highs of ego and the lows of disappointment. You don't control outcomes, you control your input. Your peace should never be at the mercy of things you can't control. 3. Master the mind before it masters you. Your thoughts are not facts. A monk trains the mind like a warrior trains with a sword. Daily, consistently, patiently. Breathwork, journaling, and reflection are tools to break mental loops. When you start catching your thoughts, instead of drowning in them, you take back power. 4. Live with intention. Monks don't multitask. They don't just get through the day. They live deliberately. Every action has purpose. Every step, presence. Start asking, why am I doing what I'm doing? Is this action aligned with who I want to be? Because without intentionality, you're just reacting to life like a ping pong ball in a windstorm. 5. Choose simplicity over stimulation. Monks strip away the unnecessary. They find joy not in excess, but in essence. In your life, simplicity might mean fewer distractions, fewer toxic people, fewer comparisons. Simplicity gives space for clarity, and clarity brings power. Part 2. The lawyer's language. Now that your mind is anchored, it's time to make your voice matter. Lawyers aren't born persuasive. They are trained to speak with impact, and you can too, if you learn their rules. 1. Words are tools. Use them. Precisely, a lawyer doesn't say, I think, or maybe. They say, the evidence shows. Their words are deliberate, concise, and confident. Start trimming weak language. Replace I think with I believe. Drop just from your vocabulary. Avoid sorry when you're not wrong. Every word you say is either building your power or leaking it. 2. Structure your speech like a case. Lawyers follow structure. Opening, argument, evidence, and conclusion. You can use the same format in any conversation or presentation. State your point clearly, back it with logic or data, give relatable examples, conclude with power. When your message is organized, it becomes unforgettable. 3. Master tonality and presence. It's not just what you say, it's how you say it. Lawyers use pace, pitch, and pause with precision. Practice. Lowering your tone when making serious points. Using pauses for impact. emphasizing key words for clarity. Presence is about how you carry your message. Speak like you believe every word. 4. Anticipate objections. Like a lawyer, lawyers don't panic when challenged. They prepare. They know every counter-argument before they speak. In daily life, expect pushback. Prepare responses. Whether it's a negotiation or debate, anticipate, then address calmly. 5. Speak to win, not just to be heard. You're not speaking for applause. You're speaking for effect. A great lawyer always asks, what does my audience care about? What do they fear? What do they need to believe? Start thinking like this. Your words are not for you, they're for them. When you speak with empathy and clarity, your words stick. They change minds, they win hearts, they shape outcomes. Part 3, the fusion, monk thinking plus lawyer. Speaking now, imagine combining these two. The stillness of a monk with the speech of a master advocate. That's where real transformation begins. Because what's the use of peace if you can't express it? And what's the use of speaking powerfully if you have no peace inside? Let's put them together. 1. Before you speak, go monk mode, pause, breathe, reflect. A monk thinks before reacting, so should you. Before responding to criticism, pause. Before giving advice, ask yourself, is this helpful? Before sending that email or message, reread it with a monk's mind. This tiny gap between impulse and action is where wisdom lives. 2. Speak with stillness, not stress. You can be calm and commanding at the same time. You don't need to raise your voice to raise your impact. Think about the people who made the biggest impression on you. Were they loud or were they clear? Clarity, not volume, is power. Stillness in your tone creates space for others to listen and absorb. 3. Turn every conflict into a compassionate case. Disagreements don't have to be wars. Monks teach compassion. Lawyers teach argumentation. Combine both. Example. Instead of saying, "Dear, you're wrong," try, "I see where you're coming from, but let's look at the evidence together." Respectful dialogue is the most powerful form of influence. 4. Use monk-lawyer energy in leadership. Whether you're leading a family, a team, or a nation, this duality matters. Monk thinking keeps your ego in check. Lawyer speaking ensures your message lands. In high-stress situations, stay emotionally centered, monk. Speak logically and powerfully, lawyer. Your team will trust you, not because you shout, but because you guide. 5. Your daily practice. Peace, then persuasion. Every day, give time to both skills. Morning, meditate, journal, reflect. Evening, practice speech, record yourself, read powerful books aloud, become a peaceful warrior, calm in your soul, sharp in your voice. When the world gets loud, you remain grounded. When the world gets confusing, you remain clear. You will be the one people look to because you're unshakable inside and unmissable outside. Last but not the least, monks remind us to turn inward. Lawyers remind us to turn words into action. You don't have to choose between them. You can be both. Stillness is not weakness. Speaking well is not vanity. Together, they are a superpower. So when chaos comes, think like a monk. When decisions must be made, think like a monk. When your emotions boil, return to the breath, return to the present. And when it's time to speak, don't shrink. Speak like a lawyer, organized, thoughtful, intentional. Speak like your words matter, because they do. The world doesn't need more noise. It needs more clarity. It doesn't need more opinions. It needs more wisdom. And that wisdom starts with you. Be the monk in the mind, be the lawyer in the voice. Think like a monk, talk like a lawyer, lead like a legend.